Brought to you by Watch Dogs 2, Hack Everything, available on consoles November 15th and on PC November 29th.
Our gaming accounts contain a lot of information about us.
Not just what games we have or what our gamer score is, but our personal and financial details too. Since we tie our credit cards to our accounts to buy games, FIFA points, or loot boxes, these accounts become high-value targets, and people have a tendency of underestimating just how easy it can be for black hats to get that information. For example, if someone were to crack my account, they'd have got pretty much all they would need to steal from me: my name, date of birth, bank account details, potentially even my address. This is enough to steal from me at the very least, but could also be used for complete identity theft in extreme cases.
So this week I thought I'd take a look at how our gaming accounts get compromised and what we can do to protect ourselves online. Oh yeah, and this episode's brought to you by Watch Dogs 2, a game about hacking and stealing people's personal information. The irony of that is not lost on me. It's common sense not to give your login info to strangers on the internet, but there are various ways that you can be tricked into doing so without even realizing it.
I asked cybersecurity expert Danny Palmer, senior reporter at leading business technology website ZDNet, to tell me exactly how this can happen.
Hacking isn't necessarily sort of sitting there breaking code, in a darkened room, wearing a hoodie, with a Guy Fawkes mask on, taking down society. It can just be a case of stealing an email, stealing a password, and doing it that way. Socially engineering someone to give up their details to gain access to their account. Like any other account you have, like your Facebook account, your email account, your Twitter account, if people can get access to this, they will. But we all get emails from PlayStation Network when we purchase something or go to support saying, here's your purchase. What hackers can do is they can spoof where that email is coming from. They can say, it'll come up in your email header saying this is a PlayStation Network email address, and it'll come up with some information saying, usually with something in it saying click here to do this.
Ah yes, the old phishing scam. Now these have been around for about 20 years now, and they're a relatively easy way to obtain someone's login details. General rule of thumb here is, if an official email looks fake, it probably is.
There's multiple things that give phishing scams away. Spelling errors in the copy, impersonal introductions, and demanding personal information are all telltale signs. If you hover over any links and the URL doesn't seem to match what it ought to, then steer clear. Likewise, websites promising to level you up in a game, get you specific achievements, or massively bump up your gamer score are also a really easy way for someone to get access to your account.
Take the poor case of 11-year-old Destiny player Cuckoo Knight HD.
A user going by Kermit the Frog joined him in a SharePlay session on PlayStation 4, taking control of his game with the promise of boosting his level 31 Warlock and level 26 Titan with an exploit he'd found in the game. Well, it turns out that Kermit the Frog was lying, and instead of helping out Cuckoo Knight, he deleted his near max level characters right in front of him.
No.
A hard lesson for Cuckoo Knight HD to learn, but an important one. Seriously, be careful about who you trust with your details, don't give access to your accounts to strangers, and most importantly, if you want max level characters, put in the work yourself.
You'll learn how the net can entertain you and take you to far-off locations and meet new people.
And at the end of the tape, I'll be back to tell you how to safeguard your computer so that you can reduce your concerns about the kinds of websites your children can visit. You never can be too careful.
Now, when I was a kid and going on the internet for the first time, it was such a big thing to keep your identity and your personal information vague. Obviously, with the onset of social media, that's fallen by the wayside somewhat. But still, be careful about what you post online.
A process called social engineering is a time-consuming but effective way that so-called hackers can manipulate you into revealing personal information about yourself. Disguised as idle chit-chat, they tease personal information that can then be used to impersonate you.
From there, fraudsters can contact customer services for Xbox Live or PlayStation Network and pose as you in order to get a password reset email. Sometimes they have to go through multiple customer service agents, guessing answers as they go, but once they crack it, say goodbye to your account. User Hackies_Dilemma on Reddit posted a harrowing account on r/gaming last year of just how his PlayStation Network account was targeted and taken over by someone who did just that.
So how can we protect ourselves from people trying to hijack our accounts?
Make sure you have a secure password on all of your accounts, your gaming accounts, your email accounts, your social media accounts. You don't want to have a password like 1234566, something that's easily crackable. What you want to do is you want to have a strong password involving letters, numbers, capital letters, something that's not going to be easy to crack, because the stronger that is, the less likely people are to get in. And you also don't want to use the same password across multiple accounts. For example, if someone managed to breach your email address, for example, and you use the same password for your email address and as you do for your Xbox Live account, if you use the same login and password for that, they can get in there. So it can be tricky to manage all these passwords, but it's the best way to stay safe.
And another way to protect yourself against would-be hackers is to enable two-factor authentication on your accounts.
With two-factor authentication, you are safer. Essentially, it means even if someone has your email address and password or your login details, they'll need another device to be able to get in. They need to actually, say for example, if someone tried to break into your PlayStation Network account and you had that tied up, two-factor authentication tied up to your mobile phone to get a text message when there's an unauthorized login, they'd need to actually have your phone and be in person with them in order to get that code to log in. So it does make accounts safer, but as with all of these things, nothing can be 100% bulletproof.
So there we are, some tips about keeping your gaming account safe online. For more videos like this one, make sure to like and subscribe to GameSpot. And for more of me, find me on Twitter at LucyJamesGames. I'll see you next time.